Follow. Good afternoon, everybody. If you can put number 1 in the chat, if you can hear me clearly. Coming to you live from the house of Mickey Mouse, Orlando, Florida. I want to see who's today in, who's in. There's people still coming in. I want to see where you connected from, the city, the state, country, anywhere in the world, continent, whatever you feel like sharing, share with us. Just a quick announcement, if you are in Spanish, si estás en español, tienes que ir a interpretación y cambiarte de idioma a español, porque hay una interpretación con nuestro maravilloso Andrés que está haciéndolo en vivo. Okay, so I'm back in English now. I just wanted to inform people that are coming in from Latino communities, so if they can hear the interpretation in Spanish, they can be on another channel. I want to see where everybody's. I see people from Paraguay, from Spain, from Nigeria. What else? I want to see where's everybody come. And first of all, I want to say cheers. Cheers to another beautiful day. West Texas, Skyler, Nigeria. And this is not White Zinfandel, it's Exitrim, the product of my daily choice, my favorite product that gives me energy, keeps me the energy, lasting energy all day instead of having to drink a lot of coffees, which I usually do. Okay, so welcome. Everybody is coming in. There's many people connected today, this Saturday. And for me, it's a pleasure to start off this bootcamp, 2-day bootcamp, which I highly recommend that you have a notebook and a pen to take notes, because the information, the nuggets, the philosophies that you will learn in the next 4 or 5 hours of total training, totally free, some of the information might be life-changing for you and your family long run. Because what I've learned in trainings, sometimes people come with the attitude like, okay, let's see what else I'm gonna learn. Let's see if it's something new. But not necessarily always is the new information that will make biggest impact. Because sometimes, even if you know the information, but you're not applying it, that doesn't really mean anything. So today, for some people, will be the new information that will make, that will be that aha moment. And for other ones, will be the information that they heard before, but they never acted on, that they will have to act. So that's why I always tell everybody what I like most about the network marketing industry is that you can learn from Robert Hollis, you can learn from Matthew Taylor, from Ali, from Joey, you can learn from Noah, you can learn from rock stars and superstars. No, I was referring 4 or 5 hours today and tomorrow. Today is going to be 2 hours, and then tomorrow is going to be another 2 hours. So just block that time, 2 hours today, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern, and then same schedule tomorrow, so people can get the most value out of it. So as they say always, writing down information is way more powerful in your brain. I don't know scientific reason why, but if you investigate it, probably you'll find the reason why. Anyway, so first of all, my name is Karab. Like I said initially, I'm in Orlando, Florida right now, and I wasn't born in US. I was born in a very distant country, which doesn't exist today. It's called Yugoslavia. However, my country that I was born right now is called Kosovo, which is a very small country in Europe, a country of less than 2 million people. At the age of 19, I made a drastic decision to move to New York City, to United States. That's where I went to school, college, had a business, had a fashion clothing line for 9 years. Then I sold it, and then somehow I came into amazing world of network marketing. I want you to put on a chat how long you have been in the network marketing industry, because this industry, more than just financial part, it has so many other things. 5 years, it's amazing. 2 months, amazing. Too long, 5 years, 6 months. Wow, 5 years, 10 months, 2 months, 13 years, 6 years. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so in these 12 years that I've been in this industry, that every day I understand more, I fall more in love with, the goal or the biggest knowledge that have become to me is not just the money you make, the rank you hit, is the impact that you can create on other people's life. And when we talk about impact, maybe not always the impact is financial. Sometimes can be knowledge, sometimes can be skills, preparation to the people, so then they can go outside and make the best out of their life. So what I like about this industry, like I said initially, it gives you access to the very highly very costly information totally free. For example, I most of the time I explain to people, at one point in life, I was attending many Anthony Robbins seminars, and those things are not inexpensive. And for a long time, all my trainings were about what I was learning there. So imagine we're in this industry by paying $179, you get access to all the tools that Akashex gives you, all the tools that My Daily Choice gives you, plus you get synthesized, or you get processed information from Anthony Robbins. Like, we, for people that go, for us that we go to these kind of seminars, we spend sometimes 48 50 hours in 3 days, 4 days, with highly skilled trainers to teach us, and then we try to get that information and give it on a bite-sized pieces for you, so your life can be way more successful than ours. So that not many industries, honestly, I've seen that. Like previously, I was in a fashion business, and in fashion business, just to get a meeting with somebody will cost you money. Like you will have to invite them on a lunch or a dinner just to get to see them, and you don't even know what they will tell you, because sometimes the information they'll give you will not even be valuable because they see you as a competition. This is win-win industry. This is industry where helping you, we help everybody. Okay, and so that's why it's very important for you to come with best attitude, open mind, have a pen and paper to write down everything you learn. And the first thing I want to talk today is about personal development. I love personal development. As you can tell, I feel like coming out of the traditional industry, traditional business, and moving to network marketing industry, I think personal development is very important, especially for people like me that I didn't know about personal development before coming to network marketing. Okay, so before personal development, I was a typical guy which was a boss. Okay, the boss which expected everybody in its team does what they have to do because I say so. Okay, and that attitude wasn't very fun. Wasn't very fun. It wasn't giving me any results. I was getting a lot of frustration, because usually when you come from a traditional industry, you assume that everybody will do what you tell them to do, especially if you're paying their salary. However, in this industry, we are leading an army of volunteers. So everybody that's in our team, or in your team in this case, doesn't have to do what you tell them to do. But if they choose to listen to you, then that's a different story. So that's where personal development comes in. The personal development comes in where you can tell people to what to do and what's for their best interest, and they'll do it because they choose to listen to you and not because they have to. Okay? So that's very important. However, sometimes personal development becomes also an excuse for some people, which I'll cover at the end. Okay? Anyway, so first of all, we are in the people's business. So more developed you are as a leader, better off it's gonna be for the people. Okay, so sometimes they say that like we are the limit of our team, we are the limit of the people, and sometimes also on the other side, there's people that come to the industry and they say, "Wow, Rob, I want to sign up somebody like Ali. I wanna sign up somebody like Robert." However, in order for you to sign up somebody which is diamond in life, or blue diamond or black diamond, first you have to be the person that represent that rank. Okay, because a lot of times when we are new in this industry, we assume that we can just recruit people that are way better than us. However, the vibrations are different between blue diamonds, black diamonds, and all the other ranks. So for example, usually you can see in life, people mesh with people similar to them, and people refuse people that are not similar to them. So if you want in the future to be the person that can attract big leaders of the industry, first of all, you have to become that person. And that becomes through a personal development. Okay. However, when we talk about personal development, you gotta understand that sometimes we need to invest time and money in order to grow. Okay, we need to invest time and money in order to grow. For example, me personally, I invested over $200,000 in my college degree, hoping that that will be enough information that will that will help me create the life of my dreams. However, once I got out, I realized that, hey, the job wasn't done. So then I have to invest more money in order to better myself. Okay. So I believe in network marketing here in Akash, the best thing that we have is that you have access to the people with a lot of results and knowledge totally free. There's so many spaces that you can learn things for free that unfortunately very few people are taking advantage of. And one of these spaces being even today. Okay? Ali, one of the highest ranked, Mr. Robert Hollis, over 30 years experience in this industry. Personally, myself, I've been working over 24 years in life. Like I tell people, sometimes just by mistakes that I've done, I've learned a lot. Okay. And there's other leaders tomorrow as well with a lot of experience. So you got to understand, I believe the personal development is one of the main factors of this amazing industry. Okay. But if you don't take advantage of it, then I think maybe it's not the effect. Okay. So very, very important, guys, to know that what we are selling here, apart that we give people amazing tools, what we are selling here, we are selling certainty, we are selling vision, we are selling trust and leadership to people. Okay, I'll repeat again. Apart from the tools that people receive in MDC and Akashex, we are selling people certainty, vision, trust, and leadership. And that's where personal development comes in. For example, a lot of times in the big events, and then the new team members, they have their guests in the events. And then they invite you after they finish, they invite us and they tell us, hey, can you help me? I have five guests in the room. I want you to help me to respond their objections and to see if they want to start with us. So usually I go and I just smile. I say, hello, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. How you doing? What's your name? How do you guys know each other? Very, very simple conversation. And then just I ask them, there's three of them. And I'm like, who's going to start first out of your three? And then one person raises the hand, says, me. And then who's the second? Me. And who's third? That's it. And then my team member is looking at me like, what the hell? You didn't apply no techniques, no nothing. You just came, ask who's going to start first, and the people responded. Because sometimes it's not even the questions, it's the attitude. Okay? So that's where personal development comes in. Okay? You got to understand with time, you'll learn. It's then also, sometimes it's a matter of practice. Because sometimes when we do this business 5, 10, 12 years, you start reading people, like their body language, how they react to you, how they're waiting for you when you're getting close to them, if they have a smile in their face, if their eyes opens, or if they are just trying to kind of hide from you and they're avoiding any conversation with you. So you got to understand all these things, of course, happen through personal development, but practice as well. Okay. So in order to build a big team, in order to build a great life, you need strong mindset and entrepreneurial journey, which is based on a grit and resilience. So that's like, I feel like in order to be successful in this industry and in life in general, you need three things. Okay, you need motivation. Okay, you need the methods, and then you need one more M, which I forgot right now. So it's a motivation. Hold on, let me see. I have it here in my note. You need motivation, you need mindset, and you need method. So you need three M's, okay? Mindset, motivation, and method. So a lot of times in life, the mindset might be even 80% of your success, okay? For example, last night I was watching very late the NBA finals. I don't know. Did anybody watch NBA? Is anybody watching OKC versus Indiana Pacers? So just between us, I am New York Knicks fan, so I want Pacers to lose. So I don't care if OKC wins. I just want Pacers to lose because I cannot stand them how they beat New York. Anyway, okay. So some people are watching. Cool. Okay. OKC. All right. Okay. So when you see, like when I was watching the game yesterday and I was like, I was even telling my wife this morning because she went to sleep. She didn't want to watch the whole game. I'm like, you know what? I've realized with these NBA finals, I can just skip the whole game and just watch the last 2 minutes. Because at the end, the game is decided always in the last 5, 10 possessions. So if that's the case, I told her I shouldn't watch 4 hours of basketball. I should just watch the last half an hour or whatever it is. So what does that have to do with today? Is that mindset is everything. Because you see amazing players with weak mindset shrinking on a big moment. And some other players like SJ last night did all he had to do to win the game. Okay? So that's where personal development comes in your mindset, building your mindset every day. And also, let's be real, outside, everything is negative. If I open New York Times today, all you're gonna see is negative. If you turn on TV, a news, everything is negative. If you talk to the people, the traditional, regular people, everything is negative. I could say today, because we live in a world that attention is the biggest currency, we are being bombarded by negativity. So if you don't protect your mind with personal development, I think Dalai Lama has a saying. He was like, if somebody has dirty feet with mud, would you let them come into your house with muddy feet in your carpet? And the answer is no, of course not. I'll make them take the feet out. He said, so when you let somebody with negativity come to your mind, you're allowing them coming with dirty feet into your house. Okay? So that's where personal development comes in. My recommendation for you guys, spend 30 minutes a day in personal development. I know that there's some people that after a while start hiding behind personal development, and that's not the goal here. You cannot hide behind it, because if you you have to apply in personal development the 80-20 rule. 80-20 rule meaning 20% of the information that I'm receiving, I have to apply it 80% of the time. Okay, so if I take 30 minutes of information, meaning I multiply that by 4, so I have 2 hours of action to take on it. Okay, because it's very normal. Sometimes you see some people, they read all the books, they see all the videos, all the motivational speeches and everything, but they're not acting on it. Meaning that they are gotten to the point that I've taken personal development as an excuse instead of using it as a tool to better themselves and to advance themselves. Okay, so it's very, very important. Do not fall into personal development trap. Okay, so here it is. One side we say it's important, and the other side we say be careful, don't fall in a trap. Because if you use it enough and you apply what you learn, you'll advance, you'll move forward. However, if you fall in a trap and you spend too much time, maybe you will stay there. Okay, so it's like sometimes when we see and you say, why is the college professor not the richest guy in the world? Why is the guy that has 2 PhDs and an MBA and master teaching for a salary getting frustrated with young kids, with teenage kids, and he's not making millions with all this knowledge that we have? Because he has used the information but is not taking action on it. He's staying on a theory. So that's why my recommendation to you is, don't fall into a trap that you are using personal development 3, 4, 5 hours a day, because probably you are hiding behind it. Usually, every successful people, 30 minutes, max 1 hour, and then use that info and go about your day and push and take action. Okay, so that's the first point I wanted to touch. I have 15 more minutes and I'll move to the next one. Team, growing your team and leadership in this industry. Okay, I believe the only real leadership that works in life is leadership by example, or leading by example. In 90 days from today, everything that you do today, no matter how big your team is, in 90 days, everybody will be doing the same. So your question every day when you are in this business, question that you should ask yourself every night before you go to sleep is, What did I do today for my business? A, B, C, D, E, F, whatever. And then you ask yourself, if my entire team is doing the same things that I did today, how's my business going to be 90 days from today? Because again, I say no matter how big your team is, in 90 days, everybody will be doing what you are doing. So if the actions that you took today are not really productive, better make sure that tomorrow you're doing productive things, because like I say, maximum in 90 days, everything what you did in your team will duplicate in the entire team. Okay? Then also, your speed will determine the speed of the entire team. And yeah, I know most of us have heard that, oh, speed of the leader determines speed of the pack. Yeah, but it's very true. Because if you are the guy all day sending messages, sending, again, reaching out or starting conversation with 10 people every day, your business will be totally different in 90 days than if you are waiting for people to reach out to you. This is a topic that I'm going to touch, but I shouldn't. Anyway, a lot of people nowadays in the network marketing, when I started network marketing 12 years ago, there was no social media in network marketing. Okay, we never used Facebook to find prospects. We had to go outside. We had to go uh, make friends. We had to go make friend of the guy in the coffee shop next to us. We had to learn the name of the people that are serving our coffee, and that way we started kind of to build that trust and that kind of social influence in order to start prospecting people. Okay, so today a lot of people think posting things on social media is what prospecting is. Guys, posting things on social media is nothing but attraction marketing. It's like putting a billboard outside. Yes, you might get people reaching out to you, but the percentage is very low. However, what we professionals do in this industry, we reach out to people every day. I've been in this industry 12 years. I've worked with thousands of people around the world, but especially in the Southern American market. And still today, I don't expect that people will search for me. If they come, perfect. But if not, I still send 10 to 20 messages every day to new people that I don't know to start conversations and start get the ball rolling. So I think now that uh, we have this amazing opportunity, we have amazing offer that we have for people. If we just gonna wait for us to call us and to look for us, believe me, you're not gonna enjoy a lot this process. But if you start reaching out to people, start making friends, start asking the question, believe me, you'll get the ball rolling in 90 days. You will be hitting the ranks and your team will grow to the level that you cannot even control. Because at the end of the day, that's the purpose of network marketing. That's the purpose of the compensation plan, is for you to create a system that is so easy and duplicatable that everybody can do it. And in the long run, you'll create a snowball effect that will be so big that even if you try to stop, you cannot do it. Okay, so if you're building a team, you also got to think on one thing, which is the simplicity and duplication. Okay, a lot of times we get overexcited because we start doing things that nobody can do. For example, maybe I can do a TikTok video, not me, but I'm just creating an example. Maybe I can create a video in TikTok that can get 2 million views, and then maybe that video will give me 50 sign ups. But reality in the world, how many people or what percentage of people can create TikTok videos that can hit 2 million views? Maybe 1% of the people, maybe way less. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's way less. However, you know what percent of people in the world can send 10 messages a day? Everybody. Everybody can do it. Okay, I got 500K. You see, Yana gets 500K views. I've done videos for a long time. I never get over 30,000 views. Okay, however, I've had a lot of success in network marketing because you don't need views to be successful in network marketing. Okay, now if you combine both, obviously you'll take advantage of amazing things. Okay, then promote, promote, promote. Guys, we have to promote everything. Also, think about the way I see it when we talk about the teamwork. I see I need three things. I always have three things, or I believe I need three things. One is a system where everybody can plug in, everybody can have their new guests come in, people are interested, and they can listen to the information or to our opportunity or listen to our offer. Okay, so the system is thought about sales. Okay, so my system is about sales. Like, okay, how do we do it? Okay, we do a Zoom presentation every night. Perfect. So people don't have to ask me every day, do we have a business presentation today? They just know and they plug people in. So that's a system for me, sales system. Okay. The second thing I think you need to build big teams is have mentorships. Okay, so when I say mentorships, I mean team mentorships. When you get in and you mentor teams. Okay, because what I've realized, for example, right now I work with teams from different countries. There are some teams that are in US. There are some other teams that are in Spain. There are some other teams in Paraguay or in Honduras or in Colombia or Peru or Ecuador. So every team is at different level that they are, or different stage of this journey. So if I just do one mentorship for everybody, I don't think I'll cover all the necessary points for every team, because, for example, there are teams that are very good on inviting, however, they're not as good on closing percentage. There are teams that are very good in closing percentage, but they're not good in inviting. So if I do a mentorship just about inviting, I'll just help the team. There's not good in inviting, but I'll miss out on all the other teams. So the way I do it is I do a system for sales for the whole team, and then I do mentorship depending on a team, what the team needs. Okay, usually the leader knows exactly what team is lacking, so we just deal with it. However, where the most money is made and where I think is the best and the most important part is in coaching. So the way I see it is system is for sales. Mentorship is for team. Depending on a team, you mentor on different things. However, the coaching is where you build leaders. Coaching is where you create people like you. Coaching is where you have people and you find, and then you fine tune people that are better than you. Because at the end of the day, the goal in this industry is not you to be the best. The goal in this industry is for you to find the people that have more potential than you and get their best so they can become their best version of themselves. And if that's better than you, way better. Okay. There's a saying that I heard. I don't know how true it is, but I like to be true. That says, if you have one person same as you in your team, like for if you're professional network marketers and you have one person same as you that is as good as you or even better in your team, you are blessed financially. If you have two people that are as good as you or even better in your team, you are free financially. And you know what the answer is if you have three people that are as good as you in your team? What do you think is the answer? Write down on the chat. It's like, if you have three people that are as good as you or even better in your team, what would be the answer? What do you think? While I drink my exit stream. To the moon, making a fortune. Okay, okay, okay. 500 year. Well, the response is probably you didn't count correctly your leaders. Okay, because you only need two people that are as good or even better than you in this team, in this industry, and you can be free financially. Okay, and also what I like about the financial freedom or whatever when we achieve high ranks, when I was explaining to some people, when I had my clothing line and when I would meet Nordstrom and Bloomingdale's and Saks and all these big department store, which obviously as a new brand you always want to be there, usually the way they will dictate the pricing, it was that if I want to be in Bloomingdale's, I'll have to squeeze my employees that was producing the clothes. Okay, so for me, in order to my brand to be bigger, instead of being able to pay more my employees in a clothing brand, I'll have to squeeze them more so then I can afford to be in Bloomingdale's or Saks or whatever. Okay, however, in this industry, what I love most is helping people to be their best version of themselves will guide me and help me to achieve my goals. You rarely can find, or I don't know if it exists for me, I don't know what other industry can help people be their best version, achieve their goals, live their life of their dreams, and by you doing that on them, you'll automatically see results. So that's amazing. Okay. And okay, so last 5 minutes, the last point that I want to talk, guys, chicos, is events. Okay. Um, like I said, when I started network marketing, we didn't have Zoom calls. Like this didn't exist. You'll have to put on a shirt and pants and shoes and go to an event, not on short. Okay. You wouldn't have your wife bringing you Exitrim to drink it while you're talking. You'll sweat in a tie and a shirt and everything. However, now the things have changed, but I still believe there's a magic to the events. Okay, okay, let me ask you this: would you rather go to a Yankee stadium and watch Yankees play Red Sox on that stadium, or would you rather watch it on MLB TV or MLB TV app? Okay, real life. I mean, I always remember the last game of Mariano Rivera that I had the possibility to be there and watch that game. That stays in memory forever. Even like seeing Brian Cashman in person and all these things. Okay, what is it the same watching LeBron James in Staples Center or watching it on TV on ESPN or at the bar? Okay, okay. Do you think it's the same watching Metallica concert and live, or is it better watching it on YouTube? Okay. So what I'm trying to say, guys, I know that today I don't know who's sharing, whatever is sharing. I don't know how we can stop this. Okay, thank you. So I don't know how you see the future of your life. But I think there's magic to being on the event. Okay. That's why leaders, we travel thousands of miles to make it, to do events, because the magic is different. My first event in this industry was in the same city that I was living, and it was life changing because there I remember one morning I was having breakfast with a team of leaders from another country that I didn't know them. I just sat there because there was no space in the other places. And then I heard their story. Okay, one of them was a GM of a company. The other one had a beauty salon or whatever. So they were telling me their stories, even though they didn't know me, and their stories impacted me so much. So when I walked out of that breakfast that day, I said, I'll be professional in this industry. So what I'm trying to say, guys, we have an event in July here in Florida. If you live in US, I know it might be a hassle to get to Florida, but you remember, it's nice weather. It's an amazing place to be. Everybody wants to be in Florida, okay? And I think you should do everything to be at the event. Because like I said, it's totally different. When I went to Staples Center and watched Kobe Bryant versus Dirk Nowitzki, watching them in person than watching them on TV. I watched NBA and TV all my life. I even watched Michael Jordan, but that was TV. However, every game that I went and see, games live, being it Heat versus Knicks in Madison Square Garden, being it like I said, the Nets and I don't know somebody else that I went, they had like the highest scoring game, it was a record. Being at the Giants Stadium, okay, Yankee Stadium and everything is totally different when you do it live than when you do it over Zoom or on TV. So my invitation for you from now on, if you take your future seriously, if you take your business seriously, if you take your financial freedom seriously, every time there's an event that you can be there, be there. Because sometimes it's not even what you hear what is being taught, but also sometimes it's these small conversation. Like for me, was that breakfast that I mentioned. Okay. Anyway, this will be all for my part. I'm pleased that now I'll give space or give the room for one of my Kardesh. Kardesh means brother in Turkish. He comes from tri-state area as well. I love him because he's Knicks fan. Not as die-hard as I am, not to be upset when Knicks lose like I was. And anything we need, he's always be happy. He's happy to help. Also, one thing, guys, I've realized, I've been in Akashex for 6 months now. I've never been in a company where all the leaders of the company are aligned, where everybody's willing to help at any time and be there for their teams. Okay, that is not very common. If this is your first company, congratulations, you are at the right place. However, some of us have had different experiences in the other companies where the competition within the company is bigger than with people outside. However, here, guys, thankfully, and thanks to the person that comes after me, the leadership is so united. Everybody's willing to help that sometimes it's just kind of unreal where everybody's there to help you. Anyway, guys, if you can help me, put on a chat King Ali, because from tri-state area of New York, Mr. Ali Saleh is coming to you with amazing information, and be sure that you have things to write down, and be sure to take in everything that he has to take. He has a lot of wisdom, a lot of information, a lot of experience, and most importantly, a lot of results. In this life and this industry, it's great to pay attention to people that have opinion, but you have to follow people that have results. And in this case, Mr. Ali has a lot of results. Ali, room is yours, brother. Thank you for the opportunity to be here.
Of course, brother. Thank you so much for having me. Guys, do me a favor. First of all, go ahead and light it up in the chat box for Karab. And can you guys see me? Is my camera on right now? Yes? No?
No, we cannot see you yet.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me just switch it.
Now, yes.
Man, I don't know what's going on with my camera. All right, guys, we're not going to have my good camera today. No big deal. But Karab, you absolutely smashed it, brother. Thank you so much for all of your effort, your energy. And one of the things that I really love about Karab is he's super systematic in his approach. And, you know, he's done incredible things in the industry. I mean, he's created so much momentum, you know, over the last decade, just, you know, from his expertise of actually having, you know, the ability to take what he's learned in the traditional business space and bring that into the network marketing space is highly impactful. And that's the one thing I really love about network marketing. And what we're doing here is it's actually giving you skills that will also translate into different industries as well. So if you ask any successful entrepreneur, doesn't matter who the person is, they have had some sort of experience in network marketing, in affiliate marketing, which basically pushes you to do things like this, okay? To turn up and show up and to learn a little bit more about how to build your business. So guys, we're gonna dive right into it. And today, guys, I want to talk about some things that I think are very, very important to build your teams. You know, when we talked about creating this boot camp, we didn't want to, you know, put together a typical boot camp where it's just like, you know, all motivation and us giving you cheesy taglines and things of that nature. We want you to actually go out there and build your business effectively and know what to do. Okay. So I know Karab asked in the very beginning of this call, how long you've been in the industry, but I want to see, okay, from all of you amazing, beautiful people, almost 300 people on this call, how many of you have actually been in the network marketing industry for less than 3 years? I want to see, like, if you've been in for less than 3 years, type a 1 in the chat box. I want to see how many people have been here. Maybe this is your first day, your first month, or this is your second year, your third year, okay? So we have a bunch of people who are brand new in the industry. Now, my next question is to all of the people who are on this call. And guys, it's up to you if you want to answer this question or not. But again, past profits do not depict future results. And also past income inside the network marketing industry is not indicative of future results as well. It's an environment where you have to go out there and create your own wealth and your own income. So my next question is, if you're willing to, and I think you should be open to doing this, write in the chat box, what was your biggest income month you've ever had in network marketing? I want everybody to participate in this. I want to see what was your biggest network marketing check, okay? This is very, very important. So we have 25,000, 50,000, 7,500, 10K. Somebody's in here under my Zoom. I don't know who that is. Maybe change your name. $4,500, 25K, 6,000, 150K. Wow, Wandra, amazing. 12.5, 17,480. Holy crap, John Haremza, 613, $613,000. There you go, JPace. I was reading that like, huh, bro? Like, what are we doing here? All right, yeah, 45K for now, 500, 0, 90. Come on, guys, give me your numbers. I want to see 2,500, 3K. Let's go, 3K. Let's go. Come on, guys. Let me know. Let me know. $5,000. I think that means, what is that? I think that's like 5,000, I believe. Maybe 500,000, 3K, 28 grand. Okay, Mr. Big Noah Ortiz. I love it. 000. Perfect. I love it. So everybody who put from between 0 and 25K, I want to explain something to you. You are the luckiest people that's on this call. And I'll tell you why. People like, John Haremza, who said he made $618,000. That was his biggest check. Somebody said 45,000, somebody said 50K, 100K, 110K, whatever. For people like us, I want to walk you through this process. Okay. There's a reason why we're doing this. Like, to go ahead and recreate a $600,000 month again is like extremely difficult. Like, it's very hard to do. Okay. But if you're someone who's on this call and you've made $0 from network marketing, you've made $1,000 was your biggest month, $2,000, $3,000, $10,000, $25,000, you're lucky because we can duplicate that and we can far surpass that. So everybody who's made $3,000 in a month or less, you're so lucky. You're beyond lucky because the only thing that we could do is move up from here. Hold on one second, okay? I think, is the Spanish people saying they can't hear the translator? Hold on. Karab, are you still around, bro?
Yes, sir. I'm right here.
They're saying they can't hear the translator well.
Okay.
Do you want me to put you in translation or you're going to message him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. Dana, ¿le puedes decir a Andrés, por favor, que el sonido es muy bajo? I think they can hear him now. The number 2 probably is for
Okay.
that.
Perfect, perfect. So basically anybody who's made from 0 to 3,000, you're so lucky because now all we have is room to grow from here. But what I want to be very clear on is I need to give you guys like step by step instructions, right? Like, has anyone ever told you, okay, in order for you to go to Blue Diamond, to make 6 figures in a year, to make 10K plus a month, has anyone ever given you the blueprint in order for you to be able to do that? Type a 1 in the chat box if yes, type a 2 if no. I'm just very curious to see if you've ever been given the exact blueprint to make it happen. And it's okay if you haven't. I'm not going to yell at your sponsor or your upline. It's not what we're here for, okay? We want to just move all that nonsense out of the way, and we want to clear the route. So this way you can go run towards your goals without having anything get in your way, without the confusion of what I do, okay? As you can see, guys, I'm not being very motivational on this call. The purpose here is to give you the skills that you need in order for you to be successful. The reason why I'm doing this is because I've already understood that if you're on this webinar, you've decided, okay, that you decided that you want to become a 6-figure earner, a 7-figure earner, and we're going to help you get there. So basically what we need to do is today we talked with Karab. He spoke to you guys about personal development and why it's so important for you to develop personally every single day. He also spoke about the importance of events. Like, we have this beautiful event happening in Fort Lauderdale, on July 12th. This is a must-attend event. And if you're not coming to this event, I feel sorry for you because it's going to be an event that completely changes and transforms the entire Akashek's product. You're going to hear so much brand new information and things that we've been working so hard for behind the scenes. But you're also going to get to learn from Matthew, from Robert, from Jefferson, from Karab, from Noah, from Laura, from Arabella, from all of these people. All the educators will be there, and we're going to make sure this is a perfect event. So you have to show up to that event because that event, when you come to that event, something will trigger inside you. And the next time we have a regional or a convention, you could be the person who's walking across stage being recognized, or maybe you get invited to speak at the event. So that's why it's so important to show up. So basically, my goal is to compartmentalize everything you're going to learn in this boot camp, okay? And I want to give you guys an action plan. So I reached out to Joey, to Matthew, to Robert, to Noah, to Josh Amundsen, to Andre Gordon, to all the leaders in the company. And I said, look, what do we need to put together to really streamline this process and give everyone the tools they need to be successful. And basically, something I heard from Noah that blew my mind was he had like 10 things that he would do every single day. Now, I had something like this too on my first run to making six figures was I had basically 10 things I would do every single day without fail. These were my non-negotiables, meaning no matter what happened, I had to get these things done regardless of what I was going through in my personal life and my business life. These were 10 things that I had to do every single day because I understood that discipline will get you to new places, but sacrifice will take you to the championship routes. Okay. And unfortunately, going back to Karab's example, the reason why the Knicks lost, in my opinion, is they weren't willing to take it to the next level, to sacrifice throughout the regular season to prepare themselves to get to the finals because they weren't prepared for it. Okay. They showed up and they were like, oh my God, we're here. I can't believe we're in the Eastern Conference Finals. And if you ever have that mentality, you can always have your legs cut out from under you and you can really fail and fail miserably. So, what we wanted to do is give you guys an exact blueprint of what you can do to really, really scale things inside your business. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And what I want everybody to do right now is I want you to listen very, very closely because what I'm going to unveil to you right now, okay, this is called the Blue Diamond, which is basically the 10 to 15, could even get paid more than that, per month income, and we created a blue diamond power list. Okay, this is your six-figure blueprint, and the goal here is to get you to do these activities every single day. I say 7 days a week. Okay, some people say 5 days a week, but I say at least a minimum of 6 days a week. If you want one day of rest, that's fine. Give it to yourself. But if you're obsessed, and a lot of you have already told me your income goals and what you want to accomplish, so I'm going to say go all in, go all out. You have no choice. Like the only thing stopping you from achieving your goals is the amount of effort you're putting towards realizing your goals. Okay. So if you guys could see my screen, drop a 1 in the chat box. I want to make sure everybody can kind of see my screen. Perfect. Okay. So you have to do this 6 to 7 days per week. Okay. It's easy to do. And it's so basically this is easy to do and it's not easy to do. But if you commit, your life will look completely different 1 year from now. Alex Hermosi, if you don't know him, Google him. He basically says if you do something for 4 hours a day for 365 days in a year, it is impossible for you to not be great at that thing. Okay. So our goal is to turn you into the best network marketer in the history of the industry. My goal over the next 6 months is to create over 40 new six-figure earners inside the Akashics community. I'm committed. I just need you guys to show up. Karab is committed. Robert is committed. Matthew, Joey, Noah, all the leaders here, we're committed to helping you guys. We need the student to appear. See, when the student appears, the mentor arrives. This is a fact of life. We're always going to be here doing what we do. But until you show up, it's not going to happen for you. But you're going to see it happen to other people. Okay. So now let's talk a little bit about this power list. So your daily action checklist is very, very simple. You're going to do personal development every single day. You're going to read 10 pages or listen to 15 to 30 minutes of an audiobook. Zig Ziglar, Bob Proctor, Tony Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk, Earl Nightingale, any one of these people, Eric Worre, Brian Carruthers, it doesn't matter, okay? Just get some network marketing mindset in your head in the morning, some personal development growth, okay? Some book ideas, GoPro, Think and Grow Rich, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, Building an Empire, the Bible, whatever your religious book is, you can go ahead and read that. Jim Rohn, Les Brown, Zig Ziglar, Matt Morris, all these amazing people to help you guys win, okay? So that's that. Now, the second thing you guys want to do is you want to also post on your social medias. Why? Because this is going to show people that you're active and building in your network marketing business. The reality is right now, companies are paying hundreds of millions of dollars a month for attention. Attention is the number one thing that people are paying for right now. So you need to post 4 stories a day, 2 to 3 TikToks a day. You want to make sure that you're posting this on your social media. You want to post about work, mindset, health, lifestyle. You want to make sure that you're posting on your feed every single day as well. This is very, very important. The third thing you want to do is 10 before 10 a.m. You want to message or follow up with 10 warm prospects before 10 a.m. Okay. This is your focus here is people who have seen the presentation or who have shown interest. Okay. Now, max messages, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. Start new conversations with fresh prospects, 20 to 30 a day. Keep it organic. Use curiosity and connection. You want to talk to 3 people in person, okay? You want to connect with 3 people in a coffee shop, at the gym, at an event. Let them see you, your passion, and your vibe. I'll give you a perfect example. I remember I met a guy in my other building. I used to live in another building here in New Jersey. It's a high-rise building. And I met an entrepreneur there that I was actually connected with a couple years ago. It was right as I was moving out. He was moving in. We connected. I said, bro, you look so familiar. He said, you look familiar. We realized how we knew each other. Long story short, that was like 2 years ago. And we literally just met up last night, and he's running a very successful credit repair business here in the US. And he says to me, look, man, I really want to get in the trading game. I'm ready to get started. This guy has hundreds of thousands of followers. He's already making over 6 figures a month with his business. And now he's going to turn around and tell his clients, like, look, I've helped you fix your credit. I've helped you get funding. Now it's time for you to multiply your money by trading with the Koshaks. You see, so this is an in-person meeting. I go to the gym and I rub shoulders with people at the gym. I meet people in the sauna. I'm constantly talking to people about my business and showcasing my lifestyle and what I'm working on. Okay. You want to show the plan 3 to 5 times a day. You want to present the opportunity. Guys, presenting is the most important part of this business. And you're going to learn about every single skill set that's on this checklist in this boot camp. And you've already learned about some of them already. So tomorrow when Noah goes over presentations, I want you to pay very close attention to what he's teaching you, because Noah is one of the best presenters in the industry. So you guys have to understand, we're setting you up for massive success. We can't do the work for you, but you want to show the plan to 3 to 5 people a day. And you want to do it through YouTube, Noah, Matthew Thayer, my videos, Josh Amundsen videos, Zoom calls, in-person meetings. You want to, involve platinum ranks and above to share their story. Okay. This is all important stuff that you guys need to do in your business every single day in order for you to win. Now, promote the next event call. Always be promoting. You want to promote to the next event, the next opportunity call, the next team training, anything that you see. Today, when we host this webinar, this is an event. And if you want your team to grow, you need 100% of your team on this call so that they can learn the skills in order for them to win. You need to also build relationships and talk to your leaders, the people in your team. How dare you enroll someone in your business and not reach out to them every single day? What a disservice. That person took money out of their pocket to be in your business, and you're not onboarding them, you're not talking to them, you're not leading the way from them. If you want to become the six-figure earner, you have to arrive first, okay? It's very, very important. You want to make sure that you're giving your people mentorship. You want to make sure that you're helping one teammate per day. You want to check in, support their goals, help them rank up, lead by example, be consistent, do the list, be the energy you want to attract. It's time to commit. All you need to do is 2 to 4 hours a day, 2 to 4 hours a day to tackle this list. It's honestly not that hard. I don't care if you're working 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week. You can do this. You can literally give 2 hours of your life, 2 to 4 hours of your life every single day in order for you to commit to this power list, in order for you to win. And what I've done here for you guys to make it super easy is we put together the checklist. So right here, what I want everybody to do when we give you this list, we're not going to give it to you today. We're going to give it to you tomorrow. But when we give you this list, what you're going to need to do, guys, is you're going to screenshot this part right here, and you're going to save it as many times as you possibly can. And every single day, you're going to check off that you did your personal development, your social media, your 10 before 10, your max messages, talk to 3 people in person, exposures, and whatever you don't get to, leave it blank. Okay. And you're going to post this in your groups and on your Facebook stories and your Instagram stories. And you're going to show the world that you're actively working towards your goals. This is accountability. The only way, guys, we're going to win is if we win together. And you're not going to be able to do this on your own. I'm telling you right now, I want you guys to think about this for a second. Who here has ever owned their own business? Like, who's ever been a successful entrepreneur? We've all opened an LLC, but who here has actually ran a business operation? Put a one in the chat box if you've ever really, really ran a business operation, right? Very few people, very few people, okay? But the reason why you guys are struggling in your network marketing business is because you haven't realized that when you enrolled in this business, okay, you became an entrepreneur. You became an entrepreneur overnight without even realizing you became an entrepreneur. When you said, yes, I want to be an affiliate, you didn't realize that you became an entrepreneur. And because you didn't realize you became an entrepreneur, you're doing exactly what you do in your normal life. See, the reality is this. If you're like, okay, I'm going to speak from a guy's perspective, right? Like most guys, when you guys come home from work, maybe you don't put your clothes away. Maybe like when you're done with work, you just kind of like take your stuff off, you throw it on the floor, your laundry piles up. I don't know if you live with your mom or if you're married or if you have a girlfriend, whatever, boyfriend, I don't know. But whoever your significant other is, when they come in to the house, they're like, oh my God, why'd you leave all your stuff here? If you can't hear me, it's because you're like disconnected from audio. So basically, you have this person who's holding you accountable, right? When you go to work, okay, when you got a job, when you get a job, right, and you get hired at work, what's the first 2 weeks of your job typically look like? Let's say you're brand new to work, you go to orientation. What's the first 2 weeks of your job? You go through training, you go to new hire onboarding. And what does the company teach you? The company teaches you how to use their softwares, they teach you how to use their CRM. They teach you how to communicate with customers. They give you a bunch of standard operating procedures. They give you all of these things that allow you to do the day-to-day tasks in order for you to be a successful employee so that the business can grow and do what it needs to do. Now, hear me out here for a second. As an entrepreneur, you have to have daily tasks that you complete as an employee mindset in order for you to make the entrepreneur money. Because the only difference now is you're doing those tasks for yourself. You're not doing those tasks for another person. So the big issue with most of you not seeing success in your network marketing team is that you've become an entrepreneur, you didn't realize it, and now you're fed to the wolves. So imagine, let's talk another scenario here. In the chat box, guys, give me like one of your favorite like business chains out there at fast food or like anything. Throw like your favorite franchise in the chat box. Kava, what else? Come on, guys. Throw it to me. Uber, In-N-Out, Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, Kebab 49. I love Kebab 49. Young LA, okay. Ollie Wealth, all right. Jimmy John's, Freaky Fast Delivery, Burger King, Have It Your Way. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Red Robin, yum. KFC, finger licking good. Is that KFC or is that Popeyes? I don't know. Whataburger, Starbucks. Okay, cool. Now let me tell you guys something. Imagine I'm the CEO of any one of these big corporations, Chipotle, whatever. Let's say I'm the CEO of one of these large corporations. And let's just say I have a franchise here in New Jersey that is basically hiring people, giving them an apron, giving them a name tag, and then just saying, all right, guys, see you later. And the manager leaves. The manager's done for the day. Now we have 10 employees behind the make line and customers lining up. And the customer comes to Starbucks and says, okay, I want a Frappuccino. I want a this. I want a Frap. I want, a pink drink. I want a medicine ball. I want this. I want 2 pumps, whatever. I don't know what you guys order. Give me like a crazy order in the chat box. I want to see what you guys order at Starbucks out of curiosity. What do you guys order? I drink cold brews, guys, so no milk or nothing for me. A latte, a black coffee, black iced coffee. Guys, come on. These are vanilla iced coffee. These are very easy to make. Espresso shot, very easy to make. Give me a hard drink. Like anybody can figure out how to make an espresso. A venti green tea lemonade. Thank you, Shania. I appreciate it. You understood the assignment. So if I'm brand new at Starbucks, I've never been trained. Shania comes to me and she says, I want a venti green tea lemonade. I'm going to go, I don't know what to do. I have no clue what to do, but I want to teach you something. Starbucks has these little books at every drink station. Okay. And these little books tell you exactly how to make a drink the same exact way that someone who's been working at Starbucks for 10 years would make. That's duplication. So even though my hands are tied and I have no training whatsoever, I can go and look at that book. As long as I'm smart enough to find the book and I want to help this customer, I can figure it out. So I need you to be the person who just started this business today that has desire. You want to help people. You want to help people. You want to make more money. You want to grow. What you didn't have before was the blueprint and the rubric in order for you to be successful. We're giving it to you this weekend. We're giving it to you this weekend, and we're going to give you the checklist tomorrow. We're going to deploy it. After that, all 300 of you on this call, I never, and I don't want to sound mean when I say this, I never want to hear another excuse from one of you. I don't want to hear it. What I want to hear is I did the work or I didn't do the work. That's it. Because the reality is, guys, I'm nobody special. Armin is no one special. Robert Hollis is no one special. We all have crazy stories. If you hear John Harem's story and you understand what he had to do to become successful in network marketing, he had to drive 3 hours every single week to go to the event, to talk to people. And he was doing 4 presentations a day every Tuesday in person. He used to have to run ads in the newspaper like he was hiring people for a job. They'd come in and they'd present the opportunity. Are any of you willing to do that? And the answer is most of us don't know what to do. So as long as your desire is there and I give you the blueprint, the excuse has to disappear. So you guys now know, and you will know exactly what to do in order for you to build your successful network marketing team. And I don't want to sound harsh, guys, but this it's actually crazy to me because I look at the industry and I look at some of these other companies. They charge way more for trading. They have way inferior products. They have no trading results. They don't have the ability to give their new clients a 10K challenge account to trade with. And I look at our setup and what we have here at Akashex, and I'm absolutely flabbergasted that we don't have 100,000 people here right now. I just don't understand it. I really don't get it. And, I was talking to Maddie and Robert and Karab, and I'm just like, you know what? I think the biggest thing that we're missing right now is just a leadership development. And that's on me. That's on me. That's on Matthew. That's on Karab. That's on us. And we're going to fix it. Okay. Because we understand that we need to help you guys become the best versions of yourself. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to take this a step further and we're going to create a team website. Well, not a team website. Let me rephrase that. Like an Akashex Get Started website that's going to be fully integrated with what to do in your first 72 hours as an affiliate. Okay. How to go out there and actually prospect. All the 7 steps of MLM and network marketing, courses, modules, everything dialed in so that you guys can have everything you need in order for you to win. And I'm kind of thinking we do something where we create this landing page and it's you pick your poison, red pill, blue pill, kind of like the Matrix. Okay. You come and we did this, Skylar. If you remember, we had this at our very previous team 3 years ago. You would come in and you would pick a pill, right? Regardless of whatever pill you picked, our goal was to help you to get out of the Matrix. Okay. So we're going to take it a step further and we're going to provide you guys the craziest mentorship available. We're going to make sure you guys have the right systems in place. I want to make sure that you guys can win at every single level. So guys, we'll release the blueprint tomorrow. So you have to be on tomorrow's call. Okay. It's very, very important. But I want you guys to understand that you guys have everything right now. And if you're confused about my training, don't be. My training was very simple. You don't know what to do. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. And the moment you have the blueprint, the excuses go out the door. So this is the weekend where we delete all the excuses and we just work towards something amazing. So guys, I'm very excited to bring up our next speaker because our next speaker is somebody who I admire tremendously, not just because he's one of the nicest people that I've ever met, but because he's one of the most accomplished people I've ever had a chance of working with and working alongside of. It's very rare in the industry that you can find somebody who's been in for 35 plus years. It's very rare that you can also talk to that person and that person's made well over $60 million in the industry, $5-6 million just here inside My Daily Choice. And he's really our North Star. This is the person who we truly need to look up to in our company, because no matter what it is, him and Chris Robinson, these are like my North Stars in this company. Well, because Chris was the first ever affiliate here. So he's seen all the ups and downs and all that kind of stuff. And this person, because they have countless opportunities thrown at them all day long. And people want him to not just, come in and build in the company. They want this guy to become a VP, an executive, lead the field, help us with this, help us with that. And this guy's just so locked into the vision here at My Daily Choice. And he believes so much in Josh Swagel, and he believes in all of you. And the crazy thing is, he believes in all of us more than we believe in ourselves. Why? Because there was a time in his life where he didn't know if this was going to be possible for him. And he made the impossible possible, but at such a high level. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, help me welcome. Maybe some of you have never heard of him before, you've never heard him speak, but I want you guys to light up the chat box with your favorite emojis for our mentor and our best friend, our rich uncle, Robert Hollis. My brother, the floor is yours. Thank you so much, my man.
Thank you so much, Ollie. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear, brother.
Well, this is the first time that I got to hear Harab speak. And I mean, he really threw me back to, my beginnings in this industry. Whoever he learned from, which I understand in personal development, you learn from everybody. You're so starving for information that you just want the best information. And Ollie, man, I'm telling you what, to this day, you and Maddie will go down in history as Robert. I don't understand why you even thought of trading. It was Ollie. I seen Ollie, and I seen the things that he said along with Maddie. So thank you very much, Ollie. One of the things that I'm going to share with you guys right now is, first of all, exactly what got me to $10,000 my first 30 days. Not only 38 years ago, but 7 years ago when I joined MDC. It's the same formula that my mentor's been doing forever. And it works every time. Not sometimes, right? And so when I first seen Ollie do a presentation, Ollie said some key things that I was there to listen to. And when he said these things, I just went, oh, that makes sense. That's something new to me. And that allows me to be able to go out and share it with others. And so I want to really quickly share with you what clicked for me. We hear a lot of times of, you got to have vision. Without vision, people perish. You got to have a reason why to make you cry. You got to know what you want. It's very important what you want. You got to set very clear goals. You guys, ladies and gentlemen, I'm dyslexic. And it's funny, John Harenza is. Do you guys realize, even though Ollie talked about some really good books, do you know John Harenza and I are both dyslexic, and we both have best-selling books on Amazon? It's a crack up. And it's like, I believe sometimes people are too educated. They know too much, and they have too many options. When you look at life is really, really simple. So I was told early in my life, I grew up in foster homes as an orphan because I hung around the wrong people. That's a lesson. You become who you hang around. Before I graduated high school, I got thrown in a federal penitentiary for stealing a beer truck. If there's any reasons why a person shouldn't be successful, I could be one of the poster childs, right? But it took one person to say an encouragement word to me. So I was making extra money by fixing bicycles, motorcycles, snowmobiles. And what ended up happening is, one time an uncle of mine seen me, and he goes, Bobby, you're really good with your hands. Did you do all that? And I went, yes, sir. And he goes, you should be a mechanic. And so from that day on, I'm a mechanic. And so I was a mechanic. That's all I did. And then what happened is I got hurt on the job. And when I got hurt on the job, and I know a lot of you guys will relate to this, you lose your identity. You know, if someone walked up to me at a class reunion or a family reunion or out at a bar or whatever, don't they always do this? Ollie, what do you do? Ollie, what do you do? John, what do you do? Rob, what do you do? Oh, I'm a mechanic. What are you? I'm an electrician. You know, I work in construction. I work on the oil field. So that was my whole identity, is an auto mechanic. And that's who I was. That's what I was about. And then I get hurt and I have a doctor, you know, with his shirt, and he goes, wow, are you a mechanic? Yeah, I'm wearing a mechanic's uniform. And he goes, you're not going to be a mechanic anymore. So someone with authority said one thing to me to make me be a mechanic, and another person with authority told me I couldn't be a mechanic anymore, and now I'm lost. I'm totally, totally lost. I'm making $900 a month, and all my bills were $3,000, and I went in the hole so fast. And I'm going to share with you guys, I'm not telling you not to do what other people are doing. I'm just telling you how I got to super affiliate and made $5 million. That's all I'm going to share with you how to do. You can do whatever you want. But one of the things is my first thing that my mentor did to me is, instead of giving me a reason why or goals or asking me what I want, you know, if someone asked me what I'd want, I'd say I'd want to pay my electric bill. If someone asked me what I want, it was like, well, I would like to get caught up and on my bills and get out of debt. You know, most people don't know what they want. But what my mentor did to me is he engaged my imagination. He engaged my imagination. If you went to Google or AI, ChatGPT, and said, give me the best quotes about imagination, you know the first word that pops in my mind when I think about imagination? Walt Disney. You think about imagination, and it's amazing. Like Harab said, every successful person that's won anything and they stick a mic in their mouth and they say, tell me, Ollie, how'd you do that? How'd you become a royal ambassador? And we hear these words and no one understands them. It's like Ollie said, I went to a meeting. I watched some people walk across the stage. They told me what they were making. I go, are you freaking kidding me? If that person can do it, I can do it. And so the reason that Ollie is not only a royal, but he'll go crown and legend, is because he watches other people do it. If you guys right now will just imagine, why can other people do it and you can't? There's the problem, the lack of imagination. But hear me out when I say this. Do you realize that everything in the world was created twice? Everything in the world was created twice. Once was in the thought and the imagination, and the second time was in form. Everything that we see was once an idea, an imagination. And most people don't realize that everything you have in your life right now, that you like, that you love, whether it's a mate, whether it's where you live, whether it's where you drive, whether it's a job, everything that you got right now, you did through imagination. You did it through imagination. What happens is we get caught up in the world, and the world destroys our imagination. Now you hear people go, I can't do that. I'm not smart enough. I'm not very technical. My face doesn't look very good. My voice sounds stupid. You know, I don't have any friends. No one wants me. It's like we just 100% just worked on ourselves to ruin our imagination. We are our own worst enemy. And so Harab talked about personal development. I'll just give you one thing. My mentor, when he met me, this is called the greatest miracle in the world. by Og Mandino. So when my mentor met me, he knew I had shitty thinking. He knew by the words that were coming out of my mouth that I didn't believe in me, that I didn't know of anyone that believed in me. It was, the book again is The Greatest Miracle in the World by Og Mandino. So you guys got to understand that he was telling me all this stuff, and I was going, listen, I'm just a mechanic. I'm not a salesperson. I don't like sales. The definition of sales for me is someone that's skilled to take money away from people that don't need what they're having to offer. You know, so I was really negative on sales because I watched salespeople get people to buy stuff and buy used cars and new cars, or get a repair done on their car when they didn't need it. And so now I'm sitting down with my mentor, and this is how fast it goes. Story goes quick. First is the invite. The invite. Now, a lot of people want a script. A lot of people want, give me the cookie cutter thing to say, right? You know what you need? You need a frickin' heart. You got to stop listening to your logic, and you got to come from your heart. The way to greatness is the service of many. The way to greatness is the service to many. So you got to basically find out what people want. You got to help them imagine again. So I get this phone call, and I wrote about it in my book. You know what I mean? Sean Hennigan, he still will get all the credit in the world. How is that working? That simply is the title, because people would go, hey, you know what I'm doing? And I'd go, well, how is that working? Well, be honest with you, shitty. So I would say to them, hey, listen. So Sean called me up and he said, I met this guy. And he showed me his check for $62,000. It was connected to the stub. Me and John Herenzma was in the same company. Is that crazy? That's where me and him started. You know, a guy that's a welder and a guy that's an auto mechanic from rural America. Huh? Isn't that crazy? Both dyslexic, not good in school. And we both got involved in a company and learned this training that we're sharing with you guys. So what happened is he said, do you want to meet him? I said, yeah. So when I met him, the first thing I said to him is, show me the money. Now, I think Jerry Maguire got it from me. You know what I mean? Show me the money. I need to see your documentation. And he showed it to me. And I'm looking at this check, and there's only two things that popped in my mind. Why haven't you cashed this check yet? That's what I said to him. And he says, because my mentor told me that I couldn't cash this check until I get the next one. What? Okay. So now my mind is going, okay, so what did you do before this? And he goes, I worked at a tire store. I put tires in and off of cars. And I'm going like, oh my God, I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm smarter than a guy that puts tires on. And so now I'm interested. I see his income, his documentation beats conversation. I then see that what he was before. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed. He's just an average guy like me and John and Ollie and Habab and Maddie and Joey and Noah. It's like when you really get to know the people that are successful, Josh Swagel, he's an anomaly. He's a savant. Josh Swagel is the smartest freaking guy I ever met. And the guy made millions before he started MDC 11 years ago. And now he continues to make this company better and better. And people are starting their own company and never been CEO and said, come join me. Yeah, I'll see you in 5 years if you're still in business. It's like, man, I'm sticking with Josh, right? And so when I seen that, now I need to understand, have any of you, when someone shares something with you, have any of you immediately started asking questions? Where you're like, well, how's this work? And how's that work? How can you take an auto mechanic mind that makes less than 50,000 a year and understand how to make 62,000 in a month? It's like, of course I didn't understand. And so this is what he did to me. Listen closely. You guys got to get great at helping people build their imagination. So what he said to me is, he goes, hey, what if I endorse this check over to you? What if I put paid to the order of Robert Hollis and you took it and you got to cash this check? What would you do with this check? And I said, the first thing I would do is I'm about ready to get kicked out of my apartment, so I paid back rent. He goes, how would that make you feel? Listen to those words. How would that make you feel? And I said, man, it'd take like a weight off my shoulders. He goes, then what? And I said, I'd turn my electricity on. How would that make you feel? Then he said, what else? And I said, well, I'm behind payments and I'm hiding my car from the repo man. He goes, so you pay up on your car? I go, yeah. How would that make you feel? And then after I got all the little stuff away, then he got to the core. And he said, what else would you do? You got like 40 grand left. And I said, you know, I would like to buy an engagement ring and fly back to Montana. I was in California. And I'd like to ask my girlfriend to marry me. When I got hurt, I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel like I could support her. I didn't feel, you know, like I lost my manhood. I said, I'd like to go back and beg her and ask her to be my wife. And he goes, how would that make you feel? And I was like, man, if she said yes, that would be the best thing in the world. That was 40 years ago, by the way. And so I'm 63. And so he goes, Robert, it's easy. It's very simple and easy. And he says, it's nothing but a sorting game. It's like you're going through a bunch of apples and you're just sorting for the good apples. Now you got to go through them. He goes, some of them are not ripe. Some of them are rotten. You'll put your finger in them and they're rotten. And you've all heard, you know, one bad apple can ruin the whole bunch. And he goes, you're going to find ones that are not good and you're looking for the good apples. You got to go through the numbers. And I said, okay. So he goes, listen, I want you to watch this video. And it was a video of him doing the presentation. How many of you have already seen Matthew Thayer's video, his latest video that he put out? He even posted it in the Mission One group. I immediately took it and shared it with everyone. Why? I would let Ollie and Matthew Thayer talk about the company before I will talk about the company. Why? They're more knowledgeable. They've been in the industry of trading for a long, long time. They're confident. And on top of being confident, they have results. They got crazy results. How many people have seen other people in Matthew Thayer's group use Matthew Thayer's video? So, you know, in the end of July, when Ollie and Matthew did a video, I posted it on every bit of my social media. And then I just went crazy to see how many people I could share it with as fast as I humanly could. And I only brought in 125 people as new Akashic members. How many of you guys would like 125 new people in your group? That's all I did, is made sure to show that video. So this is what my mentor said to me. I still didn't understand how you could make 10 grand a month, 60 grand a month. I didn't understand it. And then he showed me his printout. A printout is a thing called the back office in these days. And he goes, Robert, look it, I have 30,000 people responsible for my income. He goes, let me say something to you. I said, sure. He goes, what if these 30,000 people did only 1 hour a month. They only worked 1 hour a month. Then I get paid on 30,000 hours. How many hours do you get paid on? And I go, when I worked, 40. You guys get what I'm saying? 40, 80, 160 a month, not 30,000. So that's when I understood the opportunity of leverage. And see, a lot of people don't get this point. I got this point. If you want to dine with the classes, you got to help the masses. So I'm not looking for everyone to be a platinum, sapphire, or diamond. I'm just looking for everyone to be focused on imagination of a better future for them and their family. See, I'm okay with getting 30,000 people in my group. Where a lot of people will get 3 people in their group or 1, and then they see that person not do anything. So then they say this doesn't work, and then they quit. You guys know anybody? It's like the number one thing that people are not is managers, but if they bring in one person and they get in, then they turn around and they say this. They go, I can't get people to do anything. Well, what if they're following you? What if you're not doing anything? So when my mentor said that to me, he then gave me the formula. Here is the formula. So I watched this video and he goes, Robert, on a scale of 1 to 10, how smart do you think you are? I said, when it comes to street smart, I'm easily an 8. I'm not book smart, but I'm common sense smart. And he goes, that's why you're a good mechanic. And I said, yes, sir. And he said to me, which a lot of you won't get, but I hope you do. He goes, Robert, if you were going to do a brake job, replace front brakes on an automobile. I said, okay, I've done it tens of thousands of times. He goes, is there a way to do it? I go, what do you mean? He goes, is there a thing you need to do first, then second, then third, then fourth? I go, absolutely. And he goes, you will be a multimillionaire in this company if you're just willing to master the mundane. Do the little tiny things that each person will not do. Get great at them. And he goes, I'm telling you right now, if you try to do it in your order, or you try to mess up the order, or you try to use other tools, or you try to do the sequence, it won't work. It's like a combination on a safe. I'll say that again. It's like a combination on a safe. If there's $1 million in cash in there, and I said, listen, here's the combination to the safe. If you do it this way, it'll open. And you go, well, I'm not doing it that way. You know, you said go right and then left and then right and then right. I'm not doing that. I got a better idea. I've heard from Jim Joe Bob. I've heard from a coach, you know, that's not doing this industry. Don't get mad at me. I heard from Tony Robbins. They don't know the combination to the network marketing safe. Why? Because they're not in it. How can you be a network marketing coach and see where John and I have made over $30 million and you go, I'd rather do something else. I'd rather be a life coach or a network marketing coach and be broke than actually do the thing. Did you guys catch that? And I got people calling me all the time. They're going, hey, have you heard of this new book? Hey, have you seen this new thing? Hey, have you heard of this person? Hey, did you check that out? There's only one way to do a brake job on a car. And I'm going to give that to you. So he said to me, Robert, if you're smart, did you watch that video? I said, yes, sir, I did. He goes, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your interest? I said, 10. So you see an opportunity for yourself. I do. He goes, great. Where do you see yourself getting started? He goes, Robert, I find interested people. I show them the video. If they're still interested, I ask them where to get started. Didn't Harab say that people freak out when he walks up to people and they're like, oh my God, they seen the presentation. Here comes the magic. And Harab goes, well, who's getting in first? Me. Second, me. See, people are so busy selling and sharing facts that they just won't ask people, does this make sense to you? He goes, so Robert, listen, I put 70 people in front of that video in my first 30 days. Let's say you're half of me. This is what I said to my mentor 38 years ago. I'm not half of anybody. He goes, awesome. You get 70 people to watch that video and you won't worry about money anymore. I said, done. Done. Now, some of you this is going to crack you guys up. Guess what script he gave me? None. No script. He said, Robert, get excited, tell my story, ask them to watch the video. Wait a minute. That's how Sean got me in front of you. Ha ha. It works, doesn't it? Can you get good at telling my story? And I said, I've seen your check. I've seen the video. Yes, I can tell your story. And that's what I did. So did I have a lot of people that I walked up to face on the street and on the telephone tell me no? Yeah, thousands. But that's not what I was focused on. I was focused on getting 70 people to watch this video. Are you guys listening to me? So that was the only key, and it was on a VHS tape. Now we have Matthew Thayer's video on YouTube. Matthew Thayer does a video, and you know that I just love Matthew Thayer. I love all the great leaders. And I know that it had to be perfect for Matthew Thayer to do the video and then put it in the mission group and go, here's the video. What if he creates a better one and he posts that one? I'm posting that one. So you guys, I have like 2 million views on YouTube and 135,000 subscribers. Listen very close. Before Ollie and Matthew Thayer did the video on Akashics, I had 7,000. I have 7,000 subscribers. Now I have 135,000 because I put their videos on my YouTube channel and then started sharing their videos. How many people here have ever shared a video? I'm going to right now test to see if every one of you can do this business. You ready? Have you ever seen a video online? Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever seen a video online. Okay? While you're watching that video, did you feel something? Maybe it made you mad. Maybe it made you excited. Maybe it made you laugh. Maybe you've seen a picture of a puppy and you went, ah. Maybe you've seen a picture of a cat and went, ah. How many people when these first baby videos came out where they're using babies and they're doing lines of people in movies, but a baby was doing it off a podcast, right? So step 1, if you've seen a video, you put a 1. Step 2, while you're watching the video, did you feel anything? How many of you have ever watched the video and while you went, I got this with Mary. I got to share this with Harbab. I got to share this with Ollie. I got to share this with John. Have any of you ever watched a video and while you're watching it, you were thinking on who to share it with? That's the way I do social media. That's how I do social media. I find things that are exciting and I share them. I share it on all my social media. So there was my assignment. So in 30 days, I showed this VHS tape to 72 people. Out of the 72 people, 11 of them got involved. 11. Out of the 11, 6 of them made me a multi-millionaire. Did you guys hear that? So what people do is they focus on the wrong thing. They focus on the wrong thing. You're working with Horab, and Horab, tell me if you've ever got these messages. Horab, I just reached out to somebody and asked them if they wanted to make extra money, and they asked me if I've heard of another company. See, Ollie and Horab and the rest of us don't need to hear about people that are not interested in the business.
Hola, hola.
See, they want to send us all the messages. Hey, I sent a message to people and they said no. I sent a message to people and they didn't respond. I sent them a message and they said it was a scam. I shared the message and they said that I'm a spammer. And then they shared the message and they pitched me on something
Me
else.
dicen, las personas me,
These people.
las personas me,
What do I do with these people? Rob, I can hear you. Yeah, what do I do with these people? No, you're looking for interested people. Let me share a quick example. How many of you know people that have dated many people? See, I was really shy, super shy. And I had these 3 friends and we would
quiero que
go
piensen,
to Rob, I keep hearing you. I don't know what's happening. So I would go into these nightclubs with these friends. They were worked on the race car team. And we would walk in there and I'd politely stand in line waiting to get a drink or a beer. And then all of a sudden, these 3 friends would show up to me. We've been in there probably 30 minutes. And they would say, there's nobody here. We got to go. I go, what? What do you mean there's nobody here? There's 200 people here. No, what they meant is they walked through the whole place, looked at all the women, seen the ones that were married, seen the ones that were there with their friends, seen the ones that were there with their boyfriends, and they went, nope, 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 nope. Then they walked up to the ones that looked like they're single and went, hi, I'm Robert. What's your name? Annalise. Hi, Annalise. Can I ask you a quick question? Yeah. Can I get a drink and get to know each other? No. Okay. I didn't immediately go to my friends. Hey, see that beautiful woman over there, Elise? Yeah. I asked her if I could buy her a drink and she said no. What did I do wrong? You did nothing wrong. Elise said no, she's not interested in having a drink with you. Then people get in this business and it's like they lose their minds. What did I say wrong? I said exactly what you told me to say, and it didn't work. And they all focus on the people that are not interested. My mentor said, find the people that are interested. So here's the line that I use. He said, say as little as possible to as many people as I could, as fast as I could. Are you guys hearing this? And so I thought, I don't know what I could say that could get people interested really quick. And I'm not a direct person. I'm a shy person. I'm introverted. I'm a geek from the dark forest. So I started saying to people, hey, could you do me a huge favor? And they would go, what is this? I go, I'm helping expand a company. Do you know of anyone that's interested in making some extra money? And guess what 99% of them would say? What is it? What is it? Then I would say, why? Are you interested? And they would go, well, it depends on what it is. And I said, I'm working with a guy I can show you documentation where he makes 62 grand. And I would like him to explain to you instead of me. I'm new with the company. When can I get your phone number so I can call you and set up an appointment to come over to your home and show you a VHS tape? Do you guys believe that me and John Herenzma, used to do business like this because there wasn't any internet? There were no cell phones. And now I'm talking to people and they're going, I don't know of any people. There's billions of people online. Well, what do I say? You don't have to say anything. You can just share with them a question. And if they're interested, you can share with them a video. Yeah, but a lot of people say no. You guys, listen. People that make $10,000 a month, $100,000 a year, only 10% of the people in the world, America, make that. Only 5% of the people in the world make six figures worldwide. You get in the top 1% of the people in the world only takes 800,000. Only. Some of you go, I don't need 800,000. I just need like $8,000 a month. So now when I heard that, that's what I did. My focus was get 70 people to watch it. I got 72 people to watch it. My thoughts to you guys is I would get Matthew Thayer's video and I would get the video. I know it's out. Reach out to me. It's on my YouTube channel. Steal it. Steal all the videos I have on my YouTube channel. I think I got 2,000, 2,500 videos on my YouTube channel. Everything that I know is on that YouTube channel. And people are like, well, why don't you charge for training? I don't charge for training because I make money in network marketing. Pretty smart, huh? It's like if you make money from helping others make money, why do you need to charge for training? That's a whole different thing, right? So here it goes to close. Those 6 people that made me a millionaire, all they did is duplicate as well. So I know that, Ollie shared with you guys how to hit, I believe it's blue diamond, black diamond. I want to share with you guys really quickly how to just get diamond. And so if you look at the compensation plan, it takes 250 people to go diamond, right? 150, 125 on one side, 125 on the other, right? I want you guys to all time me. I'm going to say what I say on social media, and I want you guys to time me, okay? Okay, here we go. Hi, Kevin. I hope this message finds you and yours blessed during these uncertain times. I was hoping you could do me a huge personal favor. Do you know anyone right now that needs to make extra money? Okay, if you were timing me, you guys all put it in the chat, how long that took me. Okay, I want everybody to put it in there. Because I'll break this down for you guys. Very, very simplistic. So if you had 200 people that you need in your group and you had 30 days and get that $1,500, I know we're halfway through the month, but that would be 8 people. You need to get 8 people a day if you did this all by yourself. And how long did it take me to say what I said? I use voice clips. So 30 seconds. So what's 30 seconds times, what if I got 1 out of 10? That means that I would have to leave 80 messages, right? That's 80 messages at 30 seconds. Is this clicking with you guys yet? So even if it was a minute, it's not a minute. But that would be, what? I got to work 80 minutes, like an hour and a half a day? How many of you would work an hour and a half a day for 30 days and then never have to work again ever? See, success loves speed. So what did you guys think I did my second month in the business? I did the same thing. What do you think I did the third month in the business? The same thing. What do you think what I did in MDC when I got involved 7 years ago? Same thing. I had Josh Wagle do a presentation that's still on my YouTube channel, and I just made sure that it got hit and seen 191,000 times. Everyone in my group is doing something simple. Because when it's simple, then people do it. Here's what I know that you got people. You ready? If I share something with Kevin, and after I share with Kevin what I'm doing, Kevin goes, "Is that all you do?" Yeah, I watch a video, I get excited, and then I share that video. How many of you have difficulties getting excited? Rewatch the video. I watched Matthew's video, I got excited. And then I watch it every morning and I get excited and then I share it with people. Guess what I'm doing tomorrow? I'm going to watch his video and get excited and share it with people. That's as simple as this is. When you get ranks, you're going to get excited. And now we pay daily? We pay daily? I know you guys have parents and grandparents. How many of you guys are sick and tired of hearing how bad things were when they were young? You want to know how bad things were when I was young? Listen, I would bring Elise into this business 38 years ago, and this is what I'd tell her. The company only pays once a month, but they pay at the end, at the middle of each month. So Elise, we're going to have to work for 45 days before you get your first check with the company. If John Herenzma is still on here, ask him. We were telling people, hey, you got to put your head down, run wide open, and in 45 days, you'll get a check. So when I got with MDC 7 years ago, and I'm going, Elise, listen, we go to work, we push hard for 2 weeks, you get a check on Thursday. How many of you think I'm going to get excited? Oh, by the way, I've already got, I think, 4 or 5 daily checks. How exciting is it to say, hey, Elise, listen, there's a money back guarantee, but you and I can go to work and I can get you a check in the next 48 hours. If I could get you some pay in the next 48 hours, how would that work on your mentality? See, now everyone reaches out, and Elise reaches out to her family and friends and go, listen, I'm following this crazy guy in a flowered shirt and I got paid today. And then we continued to work and I got paid the next day. And then we continued to work and I got paid the next day. How many of you think that this is going to cause a lot of momentum? I've never seen anything like this. And then the stuff that's going to happen with Zeus. It's like, you guys, you know, I've been working in this industry for all these years. And my biggest claim to fame is I've helped 63 people earn over $1 million in a year. And 3 of them were my family members. 2 of them were my son, and the last one was my wife. You see this mega award for $5 million from MDC? That's my wife's position. How many of you would like to take your significant other, your mate, and make them $1 million a year? Wouldn't that be cool? So people now ask me what I do, and I go, oh. My wife is the one that's making all the money. So I just want each and every one of you know that you can do this. And I took notes here from Harab. The thing I can tell you guys about events, get there tomorrow. Get there tomorrow. Clear your schedule, get there tomorrow. Get to events. I almost quit this business. My first week in the industry, before I met my mentor, I was learning from a bunch of stupid people that were not documented. but I didn't know. They had an ego, EGO, edging got out. Have you guys ever met people that pretend they know everything? Just ask them to see their back office. Please. Some of you have heard that there's some people that actually have left MDC. Ask them to see what their last 90 days were. Because that's why a lot of you are confused. You're like, why would these people leave? Well, they weren't making any money. If you were making 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month, would you leave? See, that's why you're confused. It's like, I don't understand. Why did those people leave? Because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. So they weren't growing a group. They wasn't making money, and that's why they left. See, what you need to say is, I wonder who's staying. You know, Matty Thayer, Joey Wilson, Ollie, John Herenzma, Jefferson Santos, me. Noah. Look at the people that are seeing, because if you ask them to see their back office, you'll go, I need to follow this person. The best thing that my mentor taught me years ago is don't believe in people's hype, enthusiasm, and excitement. Ask them to show you their last 3 months' income. And then everyone's going to lie, right? Well, that's not legal. You're going to get put in jail for that. No, you get put in jail for enticing people to get involved in the company. I'm already in. I'm already in MDC. I'm already an Akashic member. Show me the money. Show me your back office. No, I'm not gonna. What? Okay, so I'm going to turn this back to Ollie. Oh my God, I just love this guy. He got me re-engaged in the trading world. I didn't think that I could do trading. And in closing, I will continue to tell Ollie's story and Matthew's story and now Harab's story, because I'd rather tell somebody else's story than my story. I tell people I don't know Vietnamese and I don't know Tradenese. Why would you want to learn from me on how to trade? Learn from the experts in the academy. They got results. So thank you, Harab. What a pleasure listening to you. And Ollie, back to you. Where's Ollie? You check the.
Okay, I guess you guys can hear me now?
Yeah, yes, can hear you now.
Perfect. Robert, thank you very much. Amazing, amazing story, amazing nuggets of information, years of experience, millions of dollars in a bank account. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This information is worth diamonds of gold, as they say. And for everybody that stayed until now, because probably a percentage of people already quit because that's what people do. However, for you guys, please don't forget tomorrow, same time, 3 different leaders that will be taking this weekend to another level. Tomorrow we have Joey Wilson, we have Matthew Thayer, we have Noah Ortiz, and everybody 3 p.m. Eastern time, midday Pacific. See you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate it. Thank you, Ali. Thanks everybody for adding their thoughts and everything in their chat. So see you tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, Sunday.
God bless.